Well, we're just a few days away from no more campaign ads on television.
Right. For months, ads have tried to influence how you vote. Bryant Madrick talked with experts to see how effective they really are. So, Bryant, are these ads working on us as voters?
Well, according to a professor over at KU who I spoke with, he says for the majority of us, the ads really don't make a difference. But the focus is on that small number of voters, a minority that can make a big difference, especially in a tight election. On both sides of the state line, voters are already casting their ballots. Outside the Wyandotte County election office in KCK, the only signs voters will find are reminders to vote. But on TV, there's plenty of reminders of who to vote for or against.
And Galloway has been silent while they're doing it.
So, are voters paying attention?
Absolutely not. I pay attention to the facts. I pay attention to the candidates.
Ads are pretty cringe. Watching them, seeing them every single time I'm trying to watch a YouTube video or something, really annoying.
I've been watching things all 4 years, so I make my decisions on people's actions more than their words.
The ads not playing a role for you?
No, they are not.
Ads don't matter for these voters, but what about everyone else? For answers, I turn to KU political science professor Patrick Miller.
Most voters are very predictable. You can tell very early in the year how most voters are going to vote just based on what party they tend to identify with.
While most voters may have their minds made up, Miller says millions of dollars are spent to convince those still on the fence.
Sometimes, 10, 15% that is truly undecided, and that often puts off making that decision until the last minute.
So big focus will be on those last-minute voters to see if they make a difference. Now, for a lot of the voters I talked to here at the Wyandotte County Election Office in KCK, they tell me instead of relying on the ads, they rely on doing their own research to get all the information that they need when it comes to a candidate or an issue. And the professor I talked to says that on a broader scale, more people are also doing the same in terms of getting research. Back to you.
Bryant, there's obviously a lot of focus on television campaign ads, and that's what you're asking those people about. They're all saying, nope, not for me. But that's not the only place we see ads. What about social media? Whenever we pop up our Facebook and Twitter feeds, that kind of thing, what are people saying about those kind of ads?
Taylor, you cannot escape the ads, whether it's on TV or whether it's Facebook, Twitter. You still see the ads. They're all over the place. And the professor I talked to tell me that when it comes to those ads you see on social media, those ads are geared more towards the specific audience, so more partisan for the most part. So it's really not meant to sway people. It's really just more to enforce that voting block so those people are energized to go out and vote. But there's no real evidence to see if it actually influences or gets more people who may be on the other side of a voting issue to get on their side and vote for that candidate or that issue. Reporting live in KCK this morning, I'm Bryant Madrick, 41 Action News.